Okay, so this one is interesting, right? A 10-hour YouTube course. And this guy is saying he's cracked the code. AI YouTube automation.
Yeah, and he's really laying it on thick in this transcript, making some pretty bold claims, like he's making over $10,000 a month just from ad revenue, plus another $20,000 from some kind of private community he's running. All thanks to, you guessed it, AI.
And it's not just talk, right? He's presenting this as a whole system, like a step-by-step roadmap to YouTube riches. 100,000 subscribers, multiple channels, all automated.
Yeah, he even says he hit 100,000 subscribers himself using these methods, so naturally that's going to pique people's interest.
Absolutely. So let's dive into this deep dive, shall we, and see if this is the future of content creation or, I don't know, some kind of recipe for a robot video apocalypse. What's the first thing that jumps out at you from this course?
Well, he doesn't hold back on the AI tools, that's for sure. It's like he's throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this. We've got Tube Magic, ChatGPT, Leonardo AI, there's 11 Labs, DubDub, even good old Canva makes an appearance.
It's like he's assembled some kind of AI all-star team. So walk us through this. What are these tools and what's he using them for?
Right, so take Tube Magic, for example. He calls it his secret weapon for creating these, and I quote, viral scripts.
Catchy.
Yeah, and the idea is that it analyzes what's already working on YouTube, finds those trending keywords, even suggests video ideas based on successful channels in your niche.
So instead of actually being creative and coming up with your own ideas, you're just letting the algorithm tell you what to do.
Essentially, yeah. It's very much about reverse engineering success.
Interesting. Okay, what else?
Well, then there's ChatGPT, which he seems to use for absolutely everything.
I was going to say, you can't have a conversation about AI these days without ChatGPT coming up.
Right. It's like the Swiss Army knife of AI tools. He's using it to write his YouTube channel descriptions, brainstorm ideas for visuals, even to generate prompts for the other AI tools.
Oh, meta. Very meta.
Exactly. But then it gets even wilder when you look at how he's using these tools together. Like, he'll use ChatGPT to write a super specific prompt for Leonardo AI, which is his go-to for visuals. And from that prompt, he's generating these, and again I quote, hyper-realistic 3D animations in seconds.
Hold on. In seconds. The guy's claiming he could do what used to take a whole team of animators like days, if not weeks, to create, and he's doing it in seconds with AI.
That's what he's saying. He even shows an example in the course, claiming it would have been a huge production a few years ago.
Okay, we'll have to see about that. But still, the speed is impressive, even if it's, slightly exaggerated. What about the voiceover? Surely he's not using AI for that, too.
Oh, but he is. He's all about 11 Labs and DubDub.
Those are both AI voice generators, right?
Yep. He says he uses them to find the right voices for his videos. But what's interesting is that he's not settling for that, classic robotic AI voice.
Because that's a surefire way to send viewers running for the hills.
Right. He actually goes out of his way to make the AI voices sound as human as possible. He's especially impressed with DubDub's ability to generate these really realistic breaths and filler words, like the ums and ahs that we naturally throw into conversations.
That's wild. I mean, it makes you wonder, how long until we can't even tell the difference?
It really does. It's getting to the point where you could play an AI-generated voice and a real person's side by side, and most people would have no idea which was which.
So he's got his AI script writers, his AI animators, his AI voiceover artists. What else does he need?
Well, every good YouTube video needs music and sound effects, right? And of course, he's got that covered too. He's all about Pixabay for royalty-free music because, copyright strikes are no joke. And for those eye-catching thumbnails that are essential on YouTube, Canva is his weapon of choice, making sure everything's the right dimensions and visually appealing.
Smart. Those thumbnails can make or break you on YouTube these days. You need something that's going to grab people's attention as they're scrolling through their feeds.
Exactly. He even gets into the specifics of using CapCut, which is a popular video editing software. But what's interesting is that he's not really using it for traditional editing. It's more about assembling these AI-generated elements, piecing together the visuals, the voiceover, the music.
This is less about actually editing and more about assembling.
Yeah.
Like putting together a puzzle where the AI has already given you all the pieces.
Exactly. And he's not just stopping at one channel either. He actually encourages viewers to build out multiple channels, all interconnected. He uses Mr. Beast as the example, how Mr. Beast has all these different channels with slightly different focuses, but they all feed into each other.
Right, creating this whole ecosystem of content. It's a smart strategy.
Definitely. And of course, he's very strategic about the niches he's going after. He's all about those high CPM categories, things like finance, cryptocurrency, technology, makeup tutorials, areas where the ad revenue potential is through the roof.
Makes sense from a business perspective.
Yeah.
He's not just creating content for fun, he's building a business.
Exactly. And one of the most intriguing things he talks about is this modeling method. The idea is that you find a successful YouTube channel in your niche, and you basically use AI to reverse engineer their success.
So, like, spy on your competition and steal all their secrets.
In a nutshell, yeah. He says you should analyze everything. Their tags, their keywords, even the structure of their videos. Figure out what's working for them, and then use AI to replicate it.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. What else does he talk about in this course?
Well, he gets really into this idea of emotional triggers and how they're the key to going viral.
Okay, I'm listening.
He actually uses examples of controversial or emotionally charged content that went viral, arguing that even negative emotions can be incredibly effective for driving views and engagement.
So basically, he's saying any publicity is good publicity.
Pretty much. He's not necessarily advocating for being controversial for the sake of it, but he's definitely saying that you need to evoke a strong emotional response from viewers if you want your content to get noticed.
Interesting. Anything else?
Yeah, he talks a lot about the power of short-form storytelling, especially in the anime genre. He suggests creating these visually engaging anime-style shorts, arguing that it's a great way to sidestep copyright issues while still tapping into a massive and engaged audience. He even goes into detail about his process, balancing his creative ideas with the realities of copyright law.
That's clever. Anime's huge right now, so it makes sense that he'd want to tap into that market.
Exactly, and he sees it as a win-win. He gets to create visually stunning content without the hassle of copyright issues, and viewers get high-quality anime shorts that they can enjoy without worrying about legal ramifications.
So we've got AI writing scripts, generating visuals, doing voiceovers, editing videos, even coming up with the video ideas. What's left for the human to do?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's one we're going to keep exploring as we dive deeper into this course. Because for all of AI guys' talk about automation and efficiency, there's still this fundamental question. In a world flooded with AI-generated content, what makes your channel, your voice, your perspective stand out? What captures that genuine human attention?
One thing that really struck me about AI Guy is how obsessed he is with the algorithm.
Yeah, it's like he sees it as this puzzle to be solved, this code to be cracked. And once you have the key, the secrets to gaming the system, well, the sky's the limit.
Exactly. And he's surprisingly candid about it, too. Like, he's not afraid to admit that he used to use some, shall we say, less than ethical tactics to get ahead.
Oh, yeah, like what the...
Well, he admits to using clickbait in the past. Straight up says, I'm not going to lie, I used to rely on clickbait.
Yeah.
But then he's quick to point out that he's, moved on from those dark days and is now all about delivering genuine value.
Right, because tricking people into clicking on your videos is so 2023.
Exactly. But still, it makes you wonder, is he truly trying to help people build sustainable YouTube channels? Or is this whole thing just a giant get-rich-quick scheme disguised as an AI masterclass?
Well, he's very upfront about the fact that he sees YouTube as a business, not a hobby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He even goes so far as to say, and I quote, "If you're not in it for the money, you're wasting your time."
Wow, okay. Tell us how you really feel, AI Guy.
Right. He's not sugarcoating anything. And, he's got a point to a certain extent. If you want to be successful on YouTube these days, you do have to treat it like a business.
Definitely. So what's his big secret? What's his advice for, raking in those sweet, sweet YouTube ad dollars?
Well, aside from all the AI stuff, he's got some pretty interesting ideas about how to gain traction quickly. Like, he talks about leveraging your existing social media following, which makes sense. But then he takes it a step further and suggests that you should, and I'm not making this up, spam your Telegram groups with links to your new channel.
Wait, seriously? He's telling people to spam their followers?
Apparently. He's like, don't be afraid to put your content out there.
Okay, that's a little aggressive.
Right. I mean, I get it. You want to get those views up, but maybe there's a better way to go about it than just bombarding everyone you know with links.
Yeah, I'm thinking building a genuine community might be a more sustainable strategy in the long run.
Probably. But AI Guy, he's all about those quick wins.
Makes sense, given his, shall we say, flexible approach to ethics.
Right. But to be fair to him, he does talk about the importance of choosing the right niche. And not just any niche, but a niche that's going to make you money.
Right, he's all about those high CPM categories.
Exactly. He's got a whole list of them in his course. Finance, cryptocurrency, travel, health. He even mentions that some niches, like travel, can be more lucrative if you're targeting an older demographic.
Interesting. So it's not just about finding a popular niche, it's about finding a niche with an audience that has money to spend.
Exactly. And he's not afraid to talk about the money side of things, which I guess is refreshing in a way.
For sure. So he's all about finding a profitable niche, gaming the algorithm, and spamming your Telegram followers. What else does this AI guru have up his sleeve?
Well, he's got some pretty specific ideas about video length. He's convinced that longer videos are the key to gaming the algorithm. He even says that his first 30 videos or so were specifically designed to be longer and to hook viewers so he could inflate his watch time metrics.
Interesting. So he's not just creating long videos because he has a lot to say. He's doing it because he thinks it'll trick the algorithm into showing his videos to more people.
Pretty much. And he's got a whole formula for achieving virality, which he breaks down in detail.
Okay, hit me with this formula.
All right, so according to AI Guy, your videos need to be at least 10 minutes long. You want to aim for a click-through rate of 4 or 5%, and you need to keep people watching for at least 20–30% of the video.
So it's all about those numbers, those metrics. It's almost like he's reduced the entire complex world of online video to a simple math equation.
Right, like if you just plug in the right numbers, you're guaranteed to go viral.
And I'm guessing he has some...
That's the gist of it, yeah. He even uses the example of a car review. Like, instead of just reviewing the whole car, you can break it down into 10 different segments about the engine, the interior, the sound system, you name it.
Right, because everyone wants to watch a 10-minute video about a car's cup holders.
Right. But he seems to think it works, so who are we to argue?
Well, I'm sure some people would argue that stretching out your content like that just makes it repetitive and boring.
Oh, for sure. And he even acknowledges that. He says something like, if people are falling asleep, you're doing something wrong. But then he kind of contradicts himself by saying that as long as you're hitting those key metrics, it doesn't really matter if the content is actually good.
So it's all about gaming the algorithm, even if it means sacrificing the quality of your content.
It seems that way, yeah. And, there might be some short-term gains to be made with that approach.
Sure.
But in the long run, I think you're much better off focusing on creating high-quality content that people actually want to watch.
Agreed. But let's be honest. Sometimes it feels like the algorithm rewards quantity over quality.
Oh, absolutely. But I still think there's value in trying to find that balance. Because at the end of the day, you want to build a loyal audience that trusts you and enjoys your content.
Definitely. So what else is AI Guy preaching in this gospel of YouTube automation?
Well, he does stress the importance of understanding your audience. He's a big fan of using analytics tools like Social Blade to analyze your demographics and figure out things like what time of day your viewers are most active.
That's smart. Knowing your audience is crucial no matter what kind of content you're creating.
Absolutely. And he even shares how he uses those analytics to determine the best time to upload his own videos to maximize his views and engagement.
Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. Even if you're not trying to build a YouTube empire, knowing when your audience is online is valuable information.
For sure. And for all of his talk about algorithms and automation, he does still acknowledge the importance of storytelling.
Really?
Yeah, even when you're using AI to generate your content, he says you still need to think about the emotions you want to evoke in your viewers.
Interesting. So even AI-powered content needs a human touch.
Exactly. He's not saying that AI can replace human creativity entirely. He sees it more as a tool that can be used to enhance and amplify that creativity.
That makes sense. So it's not just about feeding keywords into an AI and hitting publish.
Right. He still encourages people to think about their message, their narrative, the overall feeling they want to create with their content.
Interesting. Okay, so what about the money? He's got all these grand plans for building YouTube empires, but how does he actually suggest people monetize their content?
Well, he's all about those high CPM niches we talked about earlier. He throws out some pretty impressive figures, claiming that some creators in niches like finance and cryptocurrency are making hundreds of dollars per 1,000 views.
Oh, wow. That's a lot more appealing than my current rate of $0 per 1,000 views.
Right. But he's also realistic about the fact that those niches are super competitive.
Yeah, I imagine everyone and their AI chatbot is trying to get a piece of that pie.
Exactly. But he encourages people to think beyond just ad revenue, too.
Like what?
Well, he talks about affiliate marketing, sponsorships, even creating your own merchandise. He's all about diversifying your income streams.
That's smart. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, especially when that basket is controlled by the YouTube algorithm, which can change at any moment.
Exactly. He even suggests creating a clothing brand. Something about historical logos like pirates or gladiators.
Okay, now that's a curveball. I'm not sure how that fits into the whole AI YouTube automation thing, but hey, I'm all for creativity.
Me too. And he's definitely not afraid to experiment with different content formats. He spends a good chunk of the course talking about quizzes.
Quizzes, like those BuzzFeed-style quizzes.
Exactly. He says they're a goldmine for generating views and engagement. And he's probably right. People love quizzes. They're fun, they're shareable, and they appeal to our natural curiosity.
Plus, they're relatively easy to create, especially if you're using AI to generate the questions and answers.
Exactly. He even gives a pro tip for creating quizzes that go viral.
Oh, do tell.
He says you should choose a niche that's likely to spark debate or controversy.
So basically, he's saying we should be stirring the pot and riling people up.
In a nutshell, yeah. He even suggests making quizzes about geography because, and I quote, people love to argue about countries and borders.
Okay, that's kind of cynical, but I can see how it would work.
Yeah.
Nothing gets people clicking and commenting faster than a good old-fashioned internet argument.
Right. He's all about those engagement-boosting tactics, even if they're a little, shall we say, ethically ambiguous. He even goes so far as to suggest intentionally putting incorrect answers in your quizzes to further provoke people.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Seriously. He calls it a $1 million strategy for boosting engagement.
Okay, that's just wrong.
Yeah.
You're messing with people's minds for clicks.
I know, right? It's a slippery slope. But AI guy, he's all about pushing those boundaries. He even tries to justify it by blaming the AI, like it's not his fault that the algorithm rewards this kind of behavior.
Right, because the AI made him do it.
Exactly.
It's kind of mind-blowing, right? This guy's basically saying you can build a whole YouTube empire, make a ton of money, and you don't even have to show your face. It's all AI.
Yeah, it really makes you question, like, what does it even mean to be a YouTuber these days? I mean, is it really you if it's all just, algorithms and AI doing the work?
Yeah, it's a good question. Because we tend to think of YouTubers as these personalities, right? People with, like, a unique voice and perspective. But AI guy's approach, it's so much more, well, robotic.
Total systematization.
Yeah. He even talks about, and I quote, replacing people with AI in his workflow.
Wow.
It's like he's built this like automated content factory, and he's not even shy about it. Like, remember how we talked about using clickbait and exploiting emotional triggers?
And the whole spamming your Telegram followers thing. Not exactly what I call ethical.
Right. But he just sees it as like part of the game. He's playing by the algorithm's rules, and those rules, well, they don't exactly prioritize ethics.
It does make you wonder, like, where do we draw the line? Because AI is giving us these incredibly powerful tools to manipulate and exploit, and it's not always clear what the consequences will be.
It's a slippery slope for sure. But I guess that's the big question, right? Is this sustainable? Like, what happens when everyone's using AI to create content? Are we all just going to end up watching the same generic AI-generated videos?
Right. Because if everyone's following the same formula, using the same tools, optimizing for the same algorithms, won't everything just start to look and sound the same?
Exactly. And at that point, what's even the point? I mean, where's the creativity? Where's the human connection?
That's the thing, right? AI guy, he's so focused on gaming the system, on optimizing for the algorithm, that he seems to have forgotten that at the end of the day, it's still humans who are watching these videos.
And humans, we crave authenticity. We want to connect with other human beings, hear their stories, feel something real.
Exactly. And that's something that AI, at least for now, can't replicate.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. Because on the one hand, AI has the potential to democratize content creation,
Yeah.
to give everyone the tools to share their stories with the world.
Totally.
But on the other hand, there's the risk that it could lead to this, like, homogenization of content, where everything just blends together and it's all just algorithms talking to algorithms.
And no one knows what they're even doing anymore.
Exactly. So where does that leave us, the listeners? Where does that leave you? Well, I think that's something we all have to figure out for ourselves.
Yeah, because this isn't just about AI. It's about the choices we make, the values we prioritize, and the kind of online world we want to create.
Exactly. AI is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to decide how we're going to use it. So be thoughtful, be creative, and most importantly, be human. Because that's what really matters at the end of the day.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, that just about wraps up this deep dive into the wild world of AI YouTube automation. Hopefully you found this whole thing as fascinating and maybe a little terrifying as we did. Until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and most importantly, keep it real.